Shep Gordon began his career managing musical acts in LA in the 60s. Throughout his career, he was famous for his long-lasting friendships and welcoming personality. Director Mike Myers takes a look at one of the most loved men in show business in Supermensch, the legend of Shep Gordon.
Hi, I'm Brenna, here with Sean and Aaron to talk about Mike Myers' new documentary, Supermensch. We've all just seen it. Aaron, how about you start us off?
So Supermensch tells the story of Shep Gordon, who was a talent manager who started his career in the late 60s. His first client was Alice Cooper, but then he moved on to other clients like Teddy Pendergrass, Anne Murray, and Emeril Lagasse. So he's a very well-rounded talent manager. As you said, it was directed by Mike Myers. And this movie does what documentaries should do. It should inform the audience about a subject or a person that the audience knows little to nothing about. And I knew nothing about Shep Gordon before, but Mensch means a person of integrity and honor, and you really see Shep as that kind of a person. I mean, he's not a perfect human being. There are flaws to his personality, but overall, he is a kind-hearted person. He always puts other people before himself, and it made him successful in the entertainment industry.
I agree that telling you something you didn't know before is an important part of documentary. But I also think an important part is hiding your agenda. Every documentary has an agenda.
Yeah.
It's part of doing a documentary. You're trying to convince somebody of something. And this film feels like it was very sterile. It was put together in a specific way with a specific agenda so that he looks perfect. He is absolutely perfect in this.
I don't think that's true at all.
They wanted my help organizing the festival.
And we'll give you 30% of the proceeds. He says, I don't want any money. He says, I want my band to play between John Lennon and the Doors at prime time.
My goal was to make this a place where Alice would shine.
Because they spend so much time talking about Alice Cooper, they gloss over the really incredible stuff he did. He invented the celebrity chef, and that's almost thrown away. He came in with Teddy Pendergrass and helped break the Chitlin circuit, and that's pretty much glossed over as well. So in an effort to talk about the Alice Cooper and the music stuff, a lot of other stuff is left in the wayside.
I agree with you to a certain extent. The Alice Cooper part was the least favorite part of the movie for me. I mean, the other thing was I just felt that that was like every other rock and roll documentary I've ever seen. Mike Myers probably watched quite a few of those because he seems to copy them. And it's like, I like Alice Cooper, but it's like, you know, it's like, move on. I do think, though, when he's like, I went from Alice Cooper and then I started managing Anne Murray, that's pretty interesting to me. I mean, that's an interesting part of this guy's life, and the movie got a lot better from then on. This idea of having an agenda, yeah, maybe, but the agenda's harmless. I mean, right. It's not like they're glossing over major elements of some political, slant. It's just like, oh, he's a good guy. We wanted to make a documentary. I was left at the end of the day kind of wondering, Mike Myers just kind of wants to do this almost for Shep Gordon rather than do it for an actual film audience. But I think that's okay. It's an okay thing for Mike Myers to do, and I was ultimately entertained by this subject.
Yeah, I mean, Shep is a fascinating guy, but as you said, the structure is not perfect. But I don't think that he glossed over breaking the Chitlin circuit or inventing the celebrity chef. Sure, it wasn't given as much time as the Alice Cooper story, but I still felt like I learned about what he did and the impact that he made on these different parts of the entertainment industry.
I would like to be the only guy in that room, and you get him turned on. And as I said it, I said, wait a second. Let's do shows for women only.
My latest, my greatest inspiration.
Despite some rookie mistakes, it seems that Mike Myers really knows what he's doing behind the camera as the director. He's working on his structure. That's still a little weak, but his use of music was very powerful. Great use of photos, fantastic photos. Even though sometimes they move by too quickly, and I'm like, no, I wanted to see what was in. Who was that? Was that Jimi Hendrix? That was really cool. Bring that back.
Yeah.
And a lot of the pictures moved too quickly to really enjoy them fully, but he used them very effectively.
It's good, yeah. He had sort of almost a Ken Burns type aesthetic with still photography, because it's not always easy to make an enthralling documentary using still photography, but Mike Myers did.
Hopefully this will allow Mike Myers to branch out and do something different than just making the Love Guru over and over again. He moves on to documentaries. Maybe this will allow him to move on to something even more interesting further down the line. Supermensch isn't a superlative documentary, but it's an entertaining diversion from the big studio features. So I say, see it.
Supermensch is super funny and super heartwarming. It has its problems, but overall it's an impressive first foray into directing for Mike Myers, so I say stream it.
Supermensch is a hilarious and heartbreaking insight into a man you've probably never heard of, so I say see it.
Okay, our votes add up to 2.5 tickets, which is a see it for Supermensch. Cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers.
Shep Gordon is related to Flash Gordon, right?
Supermensch.
The sequel to Man of Steel.